Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Valerie and this is what Valerie makes. And I am doing a very special fun project now. Every year I try to do something special for my birthday. Like I make myself a special something. So last year I ended up making the Zadie jumpsuit and I took you along with me. And if you feel like seeing a double birthday video, you can go check that one out. It was a lot of fun to make and I still wear that jumpsuit all the time. I really love it. But this year I was like kind of thinking more practical, like what are holes in my wardrobe and what would be like a fun birthday make to do that I'm actually really excited about. So this year I had a little inspiration and I'll tell you why. So one morning I'm on the couch and I'm like, let's watch some YouTube videos that I haven't caught up on. And so I watched Roanne's video, the Yorkshire Sew Girl, and she was talking about like 7 denim jackets because she had currently made a denim jacket and she was kind of picking between these patterns. And a lot of them I had never heard of before, but the very first one that she talked about was the Pauline Alice Russafa Jacket. And immediately I was like, pause. I looked up the pattern, and then I added it to my cart. And then I bought it because I was like, I love that pattern. It's very different. I liked the details on it. And I thought that is an interesting construction. So I was mostly interested in it because of all of those cool details. And I love making jackets. I think it's fun and again, practical. So I wasn't really necessarily thinking about that for like my birthday make, but the more I sat on it, the more I was like, why not? That's like the perfect thing. And it's something that I would be wearing like right now. So I printed off the pattern, I pasted it all together, I cut it all out, and I cut out the pieces. And now for my fabric that I am using, this might look a little familiar to you. I do have this on my Make 9 like fabric edition that I did this year, which is kind of funny because at the end of the year I'll do a wrap up on that and we'll see how many fabrics I actually used. But I'm proud because was on my Make 9. I was going to make a blazer with it, but I was like, I already have 2 blazers that I wear a lot. And so it being like a layering piece, I thought that it would be a good shift to make this jacket with. So I'm excited to get going on that. And I thought that it would just be like a fun sewing, chatty video as I sew this up. I will say right off the bat that the pattern itself, so it comes from in an extra small to a double XL, I believe. Let me look that up real quick. I think it does. Yes, an extra small to a double XL. So not super size inclusive. I am making the extra large because I want it a little bit big. I think the large would have been like okay, like it would have fit me, but I wanted it a little bit bigger for like if I'm wearing a sweater or something underneath it. So I went with the extra large. I will say too that they make a mini version. So if you have like kids or grandkids or a nephew or a niece or anyone that you want to sew a mini version, I thought so cute. So at least there's that option, but I would like to see this jacket, at least the size, extend up a bit for my liking anyway. The other really cool thing about this pattern too is that it comes in 3, like the instructions come in like 3 different languages. So we've got English and Spanish and French. And Pauline is a French woman who lives in Spain, from my understanding. And so I think that that's cool that it automatically comes with like instructions in 3 different languages. So that's great. The other fun thing, a sew along video. I gave it a good watch through first. And there's really good tips and also just like, again, a visual for each step, which for me, I love. So I've got all my pieces cut out and I actually started some of the construction. So let me get that and show you what I've done so far. Okay, so the fun part, I did this off camera because this is the part that I felt a little unsure about, because I've made jackets before, collars, stuff like that, and I've made those. So the part that I was kind of interested in is that they have this really cool like yoke detail, which basically has like kind of two pockets constructed with like pleats in the middle. And so I kind of wanted to focus on that first before I just like had to worry about all of this and also figuring it out. So I did do this one panel and I really like how it turned out. There's like this mini pocket right here, and then it goes into a bigger pocket right here. It's hard to tell with the stripey fabric because I did a really good job with the stripes, but there is a pleat where these little marks are. So these pleats are really like seamless and look really great with this fabric. I did decide to do this side yoke piece in a different direction. I was going to do like this one a different direction too, but I didn't want to go overboard. So I did the one piece as like an accent piece, which I think makes the little pocket stand out. That's kind of what I wanted. I didn't want this like cute little pocket detail to get lost in the mix. So I did that. And then there's this is my pocket lining, which is a Liberty fabric that I had in my stash. And it's like this really cool like zodiac sign fabric. So I thought that matched really well. And yeah, I'm happy because I have my overlocker all fixed up, and man, do my projects look so much better. I'm so pleased about that. But now basically I have to recreate this on the other side. And I started piecing those together already. So now I just need to like finish that up and then move on to the next step. But yeah, I'm excited for this project, and I want to get a lot of it finished today. But yeah, also it's October and I'm going on a trip. So I kind of want to do this before we go on our trip. We're going to New Orleans. Not sure I'm going to be needing this jacket in New Orleans, but we are going to a film festival. So I'm assuming some of the theaters that we're going to be in are going to be a little chilly. So it'll be nice to have a layer to take on and off. But I really want to finish this before we go. And so that's what my goal is, to get it done before we leave, which is in a few days. So let's get going. I'm excited. And also it's chilly in Buffalo right now. The weather definitely turned, which is great. I like a chilly day, and I like when the leaves turn, and it's really pretty right now. But I've got to bust out my patchwork hoodie. So I'm really happy to get this back out. It's very warm and cozy, and I really like this make a lot. So I'm happy to bust this out. And this is my sewing outfit for the day. Okay, enough stalling. Let's get sewing. I know you can't see me, but here I just marked the markings for this little cool feature. And then I'm just going to make sure that it matches it up okay with the one that I had already done. So make sure it all lines up, and making it the same exact size and width as this one. But yeah. So those are going to look pretty good, I think. Perfect. All right. So the next steps is to top stitch those rectangle pieces that are on the pattern, and also throughout the whole thing they want you to do a top stitching. So I do have this top stitching thread by Gutterman. This is very close to the mustard color in the fabric, so I'm really happy with how it's looking. But with the top stitching thread, you do have to remember to lengthen your stitch just a little bit. So I have it between like 3 and 3.5. So make sure you do that, because I switch between the two and then sometimes I forget to change it. And then I start to stitch the top stitching at like a 2.5, and it just doesn't work well. So I did learn that along the way, but yeah, so I'm going to do the rectangle top stitching, and I have it all set up with this top stitching thread. I'm just lining up the stripes on this pattern as best as I can. I'm using clips and pins because I've had a hard time the first go around with the other side. So I know that using pins and clips both are helpful. So I'm just going and doing every other one or so with a pin. Okay. Great. Oh, good. Okay. Trimming off the edges now. Ugh. The first time I did that on the other one, I had to unpick it and line it up better. So, but this one, I learned. Finish off the edges here. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. Now I gotta press that up and then top stitch it. Hi. Guess whose camera got too hot? Mine. So what I did was I finished the other side of the jacket. Well, my camera was cooling off. So I got this side done and this side done. And then the next steps is to do, there's like a little back cinch situation. So I've got these little tab pieces that I top stitch, and then I just have this slider that I have in my stash for bag making. So basically you just put that on one side, and then the other side you can cinch it and make it smaller. So that's cool. So that's what I'm gonna do next. But yeah, I got a little, also, not only did my camera get hot, but so did I. So sweatshirt off. It's getting a little warm. I also had a little dinner. And now I'm going to try to get as far as I can today. So I'm gonna keep trucking along. My top stitching is all right, not bad. But I think something's up with my needle, because when I top stitch these tab pieces, it didn't feel great from my machine. And these are just like, they're not very thick. So I don't know why, or I don't know what's up, but I'm going to keep going. and see if I can figure it out. Perfect. Nice. Made a little X to keep it in place. Perfect. I was able to do the entire back piece, the little cinched belt there at the bottom. So I attached the yoke to the bottom piece, put the pleats in, and now I'm gonna be done. Just gonna mark the buttons with the sewing gauge tool so that I have an even space. I'm just matching up the coat as best as I can. And then using this, I have 7 I need to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I want one to be down here and one to be up here. So, bam. The middle, let's see, of this space, what do we got? We got about 1 inch. So 1/2 an inch would be where the white is. So let's do that. Now that I have them marked, I'm gonna stab a hole in them. And then with these holes, I usually just take my chalk pen again, line up my jacket, and then I just use the hole that I made as a guide for the other side. Just punch holes in these. Okay, here I go. Wow. Wow. One. Wow. Still can't get over it. Okay, cap holder tool. Wow. I'm laughing because honestly, it took me way too long to just get this tool. I love using snaps. I think I like the way that they look. So I've been hammering them without this tool. And now I'm like, why did I go that long? Wow. Beautiful. Wow. Wow. And finally, I'm just installing the rivets, which I've never done before, but I see that they have them marked for me on the pattern and I have all my tools set up. So I guess that's what I'm going to do now. Perfect. Wow. I did it. Look at those rivets. So fun. Okay. And we have the reveal. I hope you enjoyed the little mashup of my sewing process. I feel really gung-ho at the beginning with like talking you through things, but by the end I'm just like hammering rivets and like making sure everything's snapping in the snaps and all of that. So I hope you enjoyed watching me kind of put all of these pieces together as much as I filmed. And yeah, so I didn't completely finish this before my vacation to New Orleans, but all I had to do was put the snaps on. And the only reason I didn't finish it, the snaps and the rivets, but the only reason I didn't finish it was because I needed this bad boy. I was trying to do it with the little hammer and the tool, but this thing, seriously, it took me no time at all to put the snaps in with this. So highly recommend. And then also I had this, I don't know where I got it from. I might have actually gotten it from a secondhand like sewing store, I think. But basically it's for leather or fabric and it's different sized holes. So I used that and the pliers to put the snaps on, and it made all the difference. I just didn't have time to finish it before I left. But yeah, I really like how this came out. It's a medium weight, which the pattern calls for, and I think it's like perfect for layering. Like I can put a hoodie on underneath this and like I feel like it would look good and it wouldn't feel too bulky. But right now it's like really cozy, and I wanted to throw it on for this little outro that I'm doing. But I don't think I can say, I think I had a really enjoyable time making this. I followed the video the whole way through, and the only part that I didn't follow the video, of course, like is the only part where I like made a small mistake, and if I would have just followed along with the video, it wouldn't have happened. But nobody can tell that. No one can tell. And it's great. It's fine. And also the thing that I would do if I were to make this again was to just shorten the sleeves, which that's something I have to do normally. So I'm not sure why I thought that I wouldn't have to. But I also like a rolled up cuff. So that's what I'm doing here. I had fun putting these rivets in, which I've never done before. So that was fun and pretty straightforward and easy. I went to New Orleans and I had a lovely trip. We went to a film festival there, and Jordan, my spouse, does documentary news reporting for a documentary film fest in New York City. And so they were invited to the film festival, and then I got a pass too, which was cool. So we saw some films that are about to come out and some like different documentaries, and it was so much fun. Jordan and I used to go to film festivals a lot, and we haven't been in a few years now. So it was really nice to get back in the swing of it, and we really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So the film festival was great. New Orleans was great. I ate a lot of oysters, did a lot of walking, a lot of drinking outside while you're walking, as you would in New Orleans. So yeah, I had a lovely time, and it was a lovely birthday trip. So yeah, I'm really happy to add this to my wardrobe and to remember it as my birthday make for this year. I appreciate you all so much for being here and watching until the very end. Y'all are the best, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.